They told him the ocean was only water. But on the night the sea began to glow, everything changed. Far beyond the crowded cities, beyond the noisy roads and endless markets, where the sky kissed the sea every evening in shades of gold and crimson, there stood a tiny fishing village called Awanji. The people of Awanji lived simple lives. Every morning before sunrise, fishermen pushed their wooden boats into the sea. And every evening, they returned home with fish for their families. Life was peaceful. But hidden beneath the waves, the ocean held secrets no ordinary human could imagine. And among the villagers lived a young fisherman named Kaito. Kaito was not rich. His boat was old. His fishing nets were patched and worn. And some days, he barely caught enough fish to survive. But Kaito possessed something more valuable than riches. He possessed kindness. Whenever families went hungry, Kaito shared his catch. Whenever an elder's fishing net tore apart, Kaito repaired it without asking for payment. And unlike everyone else in the village, Kaito listened to the sea. Because ever since he was a child, he believed the ocean was alive. Late at night, while others slept, Kaito often sat alone beside the shore. The moonlight danced softly across the waves as cool wind brushed against his face. And sometimes, he heard singing. Soft, beautiful, mysterious singing drifting across the ocean. Sometimes glowing lights moved beneath the water like stars trapped under the sea. And sometimes, the ocean answered him. But whenever Kaito spoke about these strange things, the villagers laughed. The sea is only water and fish, they told him. Even so, deep in his heart, Kaito knew they were wrong. One evening, dark storm clouds gathered above Awanji village. Thunder rolled across the sky. Huge waves slammed violently against the harbor. The villagers rushed to secure their boats before the storm destroyed them. But while everyone panicked, Kaito noticed something strange. Far out in the ocean, a glowing blue light shimmered beneath the waves. It was beautiful, almost hypnotic. Suddenly, an old woman named Nana Sora grabbed his arm tightly. Her eyes trembled with fear. "Do not go near the ocean tonight," she warned. Kaito frowned. "Why?" Nana Sora looked toward the glowing sea. "Because tonight." Her voice became almost a whisper. "The magical ocean awakens." As midnight approached, the storm grew worse. Rain poured endlessly from the heavens. The villagers locked themselves inside their homes. But curiosity burned inside Kaito's heart. Quietly, he untied his old wooden boat and sailed directly into the storm. Massive waves crashed around him. Lightning split the sky apart. The ocean roared like an angry beast. Yet somehow, the glowing blue light ahead grew brighter, closer, more beautiful. And then, everything stopped. The storm vanished instantly. The clouds above slowly parted. Moonlight poured onto the sea. And before Kaito's eyes, the ocean transformed. The waves shimmered with silver light. Glowing whales swam beneath crystal clear water. Floating lilies made of blue fire drifted peacefully across the ocean surface. Tiny glowing particles floated through the air like magical dust. Kaito stared in complete amazement. "What is this place?" he whispered. Then suddenly, a voice answered him. "You finally came." Kaito turned sharply. And standing on the water itself was a girl. Her long silver blue hair moved like flowing water. Her turquoise eyes glowed softly beneath the moonlight. Her dress shimmered like ocean waves. Kaito could barely breathe. "Who are you?" he asked. The mysterious girl smiled gently. "I am Mira." She stepped closer. Guardian of the magical ocean. Mira extended her hand toward Kaito. "Come with me." Suddenly, the ocean beneath his boat began glowing brighter. The sea split apart. A glowing path appeared beneath the water itself. Kaito's eyes widened in disbelief. "This can't be real." But somehow, it was. Carefully, Kaito stepped onto the glowing pathway. The water supported him. Beneath his feet, giant glowing whales swam gracefully through the sea. Mira led him deeper beneath the ocean. And what Kaito saw next changed his life forever. Towering coral castles rose from the seabed. Crystal trees swayed gently underwater. Giant pearls illuminated entire underwater cities. Children with glowing skin laughed while riding enormous seahorses. Sea creatures lived peacefully together. The kingdom was breathtaking. But then, Kaito noticed something disturbing. Darkness spreading through the water. Dead coral reefs. Fish floating lifelessly. Mira looked heartbroken. The magical ocean is dying, she whispered. Mira explained everything. Humans had poisoned the sea. Ships dumped waste into the water. Greedy fishermen took more fish than they needed. And all that greed created something terrible. Something monstrous. Suddenly, a terrifying roar echoed through the underwater kingdom. The entire ocean shook violently. From the darkness emerged a gigantic creature. Its body looked like a mixture of serpent and shark. Black scales covered its massive form. Its glowing red eyes burned with hatred. Dark smoke poured from its mouth. Kaito stumbled backward in fear. What is that? Mira's face darkened. The shadow leviathan. The monster attacked. Coral buildings shattered. Sea creatures fled in terror. Kaito ran through collapsing streets beside Mira. Then suddenly, a frightened child became trapped beneath falling crystal rocks. Without hesitation, Kaito rushed forward. He pushed the child out of danger just before the debris crashed down. But the Leviathan saw him. Its glowing red eyes locked onto Kaito. The creature charged directly toward him. Kaito froze. And then, the ocean answered. Brilliant blue light exploded around him. Massive waves rose into the air like giants. Glowing water spiraled around Kaito's arms. The Leviathan stopped. For the first time, it looked afraid. Mira stared at Kaito in shock. You truly are the chosen one. Over the next several days, Mira taught Kaito the ancient ways of the magical ocean. He learned to communicate with sea creatures. He learned how ocean currents carried memories through water. And slowly, Kaito learned to control the sea itself. But during their journey, something else began to grow. Feelings. As they traveled through glowing jellyfish forest and rode giant sea turtles through underwater storms, Kaito and Mira grew closer. One evening beneath glowing coral trees, Mira smiled softly at him. You are different from other humans, she whispered. Kaito smiled gently. Maybe humans can change. And for the first time in centuries, Mira wanted to believe it. Eventually, Kaito and Mira reached the Abyssal Trench, the deepest place in the magical ocean. At its center floated the ocean heart, a giant crystal glowing with ancient power. But the crystal was cracked. Darkness spread across its surface. And wrapped around the ocean heart was the shadow Leviathan. Only now, it was far larger than before. Its body stretched like a mountain across the sea. Its eyes burned like fire. You are too late, the creature growled. The ocean trembled violently. Massive storms formed across the human world. Villages flooded. Ships sank. Nature itself began collapsing. Then, the final battle began. Kaito and Mira fought with everything they had. Giant waves crashed through the ocean. Powerful currents spiraled through the trench. But the Leviathan was too strong. It struck Kaito violently against the rocks. The ocean heart cracked further. Everything was falling apart. Then suddenly, Kaito remembered something his father once told him. The ocean does not reward strength. It rewards respect. Kaito understood the truth. The Leviathan was born from hatred. Fighting hatred with hatred would only create more darkness. Slowly, Kaito approached the monster. Mira screamed desperately for him to stop. But Kaito kept walking. The Leviathan lunged toward him. And instead of attacking, Kaito gently placed his hand upon its head. The ocean fell silent. I know humans caused your pain, Kaito whispered. But hatred will destroy everything. The monster trembled. Its red eyes flickered uncertainly. Then Kaito closed his eyes and softly said, I forgive you. Brilliant blue light exploded across the ocean. The darkness surrounding the Leviathan dissolved away. Its monstrous body transformed into pure glowing water. The ocean heart healed completely. Dead coral reefs bloomed once again. Fish returned. Storms vanished from the surface wall. Peace had returned to the sea. The underwater kingdom celebrated joyfully. Mira looked at Kaito with tears in her glowing eyes. You saved us. Kaito smiled weakly. We saved each other. But suddenly, the ocean heart began glowing brighter. Too bright. Myra's expression changed. The worlds must separate again, she whispered sadly. Kaito's heart broke. No. If humans discover this place, Mira said softly, greed would destroy it again. She placed the glowing shell necklace into his hand. As long as the ocean exists, we will never truly be apart. Then slowly, the magical kingdom faded away. Kaito awoke alone in his small fishing boat at sunrise. The ocean looked normal again. For a moment, he wondered if everything had only been a dream. Then he looked down. The glowing shell necklace rested in his hand. Years passed. Kaito became the protector of Awanji village. He taught people to respect the ocean, to only take what they truly needed. And slowly, the sea became healthy once again. But every night, Kaito still sat beside the shore listening to the waves. And sometimes, when moonlight touched the water just right, he could hear Mira singing across the ocean. And far beneath the waves, hidden from the world, the magical ocean continued shining brightly. Alive, peaceful, waiting for the day the ocean would choose another guardian.